Now, friends, last time I spent the entire period on the so-called triumphal entry, and we called it the triumphal exit. And I just want to say this one final word relative to it. You noted that Matthew quoted only a portion of it, just a definite portion, and he left out certain things. May I say to you that there were certain inclusions and certain exclusions. There are certain admissions and certain omissions. And why did he leave certain things out, and why did he include? Well, I hope we made it clear last time that which Matthew quoted and also John interpreted had to do with the first coming of Christ, and the other has to do with the second coming of Christ. He came on the little animal of peace the first time, bringing peace. He's coming upon the white horse the next time, the animal of warfare. But he's going to bring peace. How? By putting down all unrighteousness. Because, you see, the world's had 1,900 years to decide what it's going to do with Jesus Christ, and he's pretty much rejected today. So God is going to make it very clear that the Son is coming back this time to reign, not to die, not for redemption, but to reign, and that he intends to put him upon the throne. And this was something that I'm sure puzzled Zechariah. It's still puzzling some folk today, but may I say to you that Simon Peter made it very clear in 1 Peter, the first chapter, verse 10, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you, searching what or what manner of time the Spirit of Christ which was in them did signify, when it testified beforehand the sufferings of Christ and the glory that should follow. And so the prophets, like Zechariah here, in one verse, he just ties together the first and second coming of Christ. Why? Because they inquired and they searched diligently, but they couldn't make the distinction. They just had to put it down as the Spirit of God gave them. Now, Simon Peter, by the Spirit of God, makes the distinction. He came one time to suffer, to bring redemption. He's coming the next time in glory to reign upon this earth. And so Matthew, by the Spirit, was able to make that separation there. And you'll find all the way through the Word of God. That is, the Old Testament prophets in particular, that distinction that's made between the first and second comings of Christ to this earth. Now, I want to leave that verse, although it's the very hinge on which I believe that this last section, the door swings on it of interpretation, is around this great verse that is here. And I know in this chapter and in the next chapter that is especially true.